UFC Austin was indeed one of the best fight night events this year with its start to the end. Before discussing what fights we may see next for the biggest winners and losers of the card, shout out to myself who successfully predicted Moreno vs Albazi and Ige vs Murphy, which are announced this week. Now let's move to our video and let's check what's next for UFC Austin fighters. I'm the guy with the Indian accent and you are on Fightbook. Arman Saran got a massive win this Saturday, cracking the top 5 and putting himself right into the title contention. He is now ranked right behind number 3 Dustin Poirier, who is looking for an opponent to fight in UFC 300. Although Tsarukyan has called out the BMF champion Justin Gaethje, we all know that Gaethje is just waiting for his title shot which he has earned, so he will not accept this fight in any case. That's why a fight with Dustin Poirier makes more sense for both of the athletes. Even Daniel Cormier suggested this fight should be made for UFC 300 because Poirier wants a fight which can guarantee him the next title shot, and in the current situation of the lightweight division, it can happen only when Poirier beats the biggest threat of the division in Arman Saran. Dariush lost his second straight fight via KO and moved down in the rankings at number 7, even behind Mateusz Kamaru, which is his latest win. Although his 8-fight win streak was enough to get him the next title shot, but now after getting KO'd twice puts him in a weird condition. Now the question is if he is still good enough and has the potential to be the title contender again or not. His situation is pretty similar to number 9 ranked Dan Hooker, who was on the top but saw the downfall after losing to Dustin Poirier. Although he is on a 2-fight win streak, no one even talks about his potential because he didn't showcase anything special to be talked about him being a title contender again. It remains to be seen if Hooker can prove himself better and deserves another shot at top 5, or if Dariush can be able to bring himself back into the win column and make another run towards the title. Jayon Turner had a stunning win on short notice, and no amount of foolishness from the referee can change that. This performance earned him not only a 50k bonus but also a top 10 spot in the rankings. He was targeted for a fight with Renato Moicano before this event, so it is a solid move for Turner to keep that fight because Moicano is still talking much about him on Twitter. But if he wants to move up in the rankings and chase the title, the best available option for him is number 8 ranked Rafael Fiziev, who is coming off 2 straight losses, which has put him in a position to fight below the rankings to prove that he still belongs in the top 10. Both guys are explosive and the fight also makes a lot of sense for both of them ranking wise, so I will definitely not get surprised if it is announced very soon. After his aggressive performance in the new division, Deiveson Figueiredo has earned the number 8 spot in the UFC bantamweight rankings. It puts him in a very good position where he needs only one more win over a top 5 contender to call for a title shot. Figgy also knows it, that's why he has called out Petr Yan, and Yan also showed interest in this fight. The division's former champion has lost 4 of his last 5 fights and is on a 3-fight losing streak, but the number 5 ranked fighter is not to be trifled with, so a fight between them will put the winner directly into the title contention. Very impressive and much needed rebound for Sean Brady, who appears to have fixed his cardio issues. Although beating Kelvin Gastelum gets him 2 spots up in the rankings, and now he stands at number 7, which is a good position to call out a top 5, but the dude wants some real smoke, so he called out arguably the most hyped star of the division, Ian Gary, who is currently below him at number 10 and is supposed to beat Vicente Luque next week to headline the upcoming UFC Dublin card. If Gary wins, I don't think there is a more sensible, better option for him. But for the people who are sleeping on Luque, Luque has wins over guys like Bilal Muhammad, Rafael Dos Anjos, Mike Perry and Jayon Turner as well. So best of luck Ian Gary. Kelvin Gastelum, who made his debut in the lower division after his unsuccessful run at middleweight, was unable to do as good as Figueiredo. But this former title contender deserves another chance. To be honest, changing a division and taking as hard a fight as Sean Brady wasn't a good decision at all. The fight I would like for him is Kevin Holland, who is coming off a loss from Jack Della Maddalena. Both are veterans and have a great fan base. Both have a warrior spirit and like to stand and bang. No matter what's gonna be the result of this fight, the winner would be us fans. Miesha Tate, the headliner of UFC 200, is back in the win column but still is far from the title contention. On the verge of retirement, the biggest fight she can give to the UFC fans is her rematch with Holly Holm, who is also on the verge of her retirement. Holly Holm is coming off a hard loss, but a rematch with a woman who took her title is motivation enough for a comeback, especially considering that the winner here may challenge for a title. Why? Because of their star power. That's all guys. If you have watched the video this far, now you know what you are supposed to do. Yes, like, share and subscribe as well if you haven't yet, and now do whatever you want to do.